Ambassador, as the President of Ukraine will come to the G20?
This has not been decided finally yet, but provided we have the situation in Ukraine like that, when the critical infrastructure is under attack, where the people are sitting without electricity, without water supplies, without normal logistics, without normal life, and under everyday shellings and bombings. Yesterday, I think, in your news, I've heard that it's like 50 missiles. I think it was more, plus drones. So it's not all of them were intercepted. So still some civilian objects destroyed. Still there are civilians died or wounded. So in this situation, as my president declared earlier in May, I'm sorry, if the situation is critical or close to critical or dangerous or something, that he will not be able to leave anywhere. He will be staying with his people, with his country, to lead the team to resolve these problems. So I don't have the final confirmation, but till now, I see the situation in Ukraine is very dangerous and needs and requires immediate actions. So the team will be leading by the president, I think.
Okay, Mr. Ambassador, what is your expectations from G20 regarding to the political situations, economic, and what do you think?
Actually, I have only one expectation, that countries of the world will come to a conclusion finally and come to a consensus that terrorist state of Russia or Moscow fascist regime must not be the member of G20, as it must not be the member of United Nations Security Council, because the terrorist state should not be participating in any processes that involves democratic countries and involves the peaceful solutions. So the country that has been killing so many people since the full-scale attack on Ukraine, has been destroying the peaceful objects of infrastructure. How can they decide, or how can they participate in so-called any decisions and any negotiations related to peace, stability, and development of the world? I could not imagine in 40s, like Hitler would be invited to the League of Nations or United Nations. That would not be possible. Putin is the Hitler of today, and Russia is the Nazi regime of today. We have to be pretty clear about that. We have to finally be brave enough to acknowledge this and to receive this fact. So that's my first and the most critical expectation from G20.
Okay, Mr. Ambassador, what is the latest updates about the joining NATO?
We've finally submitted the application to the NATO Secretariat. But it's like, applying to anything, to the university or for a job. The application should be considered by the NATO members. It might take time. It might take a long time. And then if accepted...
How long does it take, sir?
Sorry?
How long does it take?
It could take months or years.
Oh.
And then if accepted, we will be given the candidacy perspective. So we'll be given a plan, action plan, which we should accomplish. It could take years already, also. So I repeat, Ukraine remains neutral till now. And no concerns and no so-called concerns of Moscow regime could be taken into account.
Okay.
But I hope, my hopes is that finally Ukraine will become the NATO member. Yes.